Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and it's been a while since you've seen the main menu of the game, a sky full of stars, I bet. That is because today we are starting another route. That's right, we are actually halfway through the game. 2 routes completed, maybe 2 to go. I have yet to decide, because I kinda don't want to play one of those. However, the one we are going to play, we have to not move very back into the past. Where was that choice? Here. As the first choice is not important here. Basically, we gave back the letter of challenge of sorts. If you know, you know. If you don't know, the playlist to all the videos is in the description. I'm gonna send you here, there. And from this point onward, we are going to go to the planetarium with Orihime. Even for you don't even know how much it pains me to not go with Corona. But I also like Orihime, to be honest. She's a great character. And we are to find out if she can kind of beat Corona in terms of me liking her as a character after we find out what the route hides. Whew. Man, I want to go to the planetarium for Orihime. I only had to think about it for a moment before making a decision. I wouldn't have been able to if I'd send a reply to Corona before seeing the message. We'd never chosen an actual date, but I had made plans with Orihime first, after all. That's actually not true. You pointed this out previously. That Corona was the first one to ask you, technically. And I pointed this out as well. Also, we kinda knew Corona longer, sort of. Anyway. And it wasn't like I had very many chances like this to go hang out alone with her, either. That's right. Sunday works for me, I'd love to go with you. I responded to Orihime's invitation. Just then, my phone went off. It wasn't a messaging app, it was a phone call. Eh? Hello, this is Akita speaking. Out of habit, I answered the phone a little too politely. It wasn't really wrong. Also, you know what? This is a bad habit. Especially, maybe it's not a bad habit if someone you know calls. But if it's the number you don't know, don't respond in a way that would reveal your name. Yes. Anywho, it wasn't really wrong, but I felt a little bad about it. For some reason, Orihime's voice sounded even better over the phone than it had that afternoon. Is this in regards to the planetarium trip we discussed? Yes!
自分の目で見る星も接眼レンズ越しに覗く星もとても素晴らしいものだと思いますけれど、投影機によって生み出された星々もまた決して引けを取るものではないと思っていますわ。本物ではない、偽物だと言って見下す人もいますけれど、私はプラネタリウムが好きなんです。
I'm not one of them.
あなたにもぜひその良さを知っていただきたくて。ってご迷惑だったかしら。
Maybe a little, but honestly with you it's alright. I don't mind at all. I'd been listening the whole time in silence and must have made Orihime a little nervous. Of course not! Sorry if I didn't sound more excited. Or something. It's just that I don't hear your voice on the phone very often. I couldn't help but get a little mesmerized by it.
そんなからかわないでください。私も空見くんのお声が聞けてなかなか興味深く感じています。メッセージのやり取りも結構ですけど、やはり直接声を聞ける方がずっといいですわね。
I agree. I agree. Using a messaging app was easy, but it was always better to be able to hear the other person's voice when you were talking about something important.
では、日曜の正午で構わないかしら？待ち合わせ場所は、そうね。間を取って星野第一前のバス停にしましょう。
Sounds good.
なら決定ということで、当日が待ち遠しくなりますわね。
She actually sounded like it too. I was trying hard to keep my composure as I talked.
では、そろそろ失礼いたします。おやすみなさい。
Good night. We'd spoken for a few minutes, but it felt like our conversation had only lasted a moment. I hung up the phone, checking the screen to make sure that I had actually ended the call. Alright! I struck a triumphal pose right there in my room. It actually happened, I have a real date! Or he might not be thinking of it in the same way, but I didn't let that get in the way of celebrating. Not only was Orihime on par with... Not only was Orihime definitely the best looking girl, but she was also older and from a high class family to boot. Honestly, why do you compare her to that? How dare you in that text? Like, how much do you want to push goddamn Amanogawa? It's so ridiculous. She's literally not the best looking girl. Okay? Why is she so pushed? Honestly, I feel like this is the only reason why her route is supposedly the most completed by people. Yeah, somehow Amanogawa has, in case you don't know, the highest percent of completion, which is ridiculous. But I wouldn't be surprised if the reason for that was the fact that, you know, the script tries to push her on us and so on. So ridiculous. Such a good traits as heterochromia and white hair are so wasted on a character like her. Anyway, let's continue because... here I go again. I thought the invitation to the planetarium had just been her being polite. I didn't think it would actually happen. I can't believe how lucky I am! Today hadn't exactly been one of my better days, but this had made up for everything. I was actually going on a date with Orihime to the planetarium this Sunday. It's Sunday the 13th, the lucky day. Or maybe not that one, actually, Friday. Not that Sunday, I don't know. Actually, I'm incorrect. What am I even speaking? God damn it. Sunday is on 14th. I'm so dumb. Why is the calendar with a Sunday as the first day? Also is beyond me. Anyway, that one thought alone had me giddy with excitement. I have to make sure I look nice, so as not to be rude. I planned on wearing my best clothes. It was the least I could do in order to be polite to Orihime. I feel like she wouldn't care. She's a nice girl. She's a really nice girl. Sunday was finally here. After I finished my shift, I spent some time cleaning myself up to look nice and got ready to head out. As I left, Miss Mikharu was playing with Kotaro in front of the store. Yeah, I have plans in town. I tried answering as casually as I could, which definitely didn't sound like that. I haven't told anybody about my plans to go to the planetarium with Orihime yet. Miss Mikharu looked me over carefully from head to foot.
色気づいちゃって。
She clicked her tongue in annoyance.
何そんなおしゃれして。女子とデート？そうでしょ。そうに決まってる。
No, no, it's not like that.
この私の目はごまかされないわよ。いっつも適当な服しか着てないあんたが見たことない服着てんじゃない。
Even I like to look nice every once in a while.
服だけじゃないし。何その頭。整髪料なんて普段つけてないくせに。
Well, I couldn't think of any more excuses.
わかってるわよ。どうせさやとデートでもするんでしょうが。
Thank God, no. No, it's not some Amanogawa. How dare you?
違うの？じゃあ誰と会うのよ？
Come on, who would want to go with her? Come on, be realistic. Did she think Amanogawa and Hikari were the only two girls I knew or something? How dare she? Orihime, she goes to Meiko.
え？あのお嬢様と？そりゃああんたも服装に気を使うはずだわ。っていうか、どこでそうなったのよ。もしかして年越しのあれでそういう話に
？No, I'm telling you, it's not like that. I should go. The bus is going to be here soon. Yeah.
ちょっと待って。うちに婿に来るって話はどうなったの
？I never said I would do that, even though I would love to, okay? We should have replaced Amanogawa's route in this game with your route. God damn it! Anyway.
さやは？
No one cares.
ほうき星はどうでもいいけど、さやはどうするつもりなのよ。
What do you mean Hikari doesn't matter? It's Amanogawa who doesn't matter. God damn it! We are not playing her route. I don't care. She doesn't deserve it. Everyone tries to push her so hard. I don't care. Hikari didn't matter. What was that supposed to mean? To Miss Miharu, Hikari probably seemed like the same girl she'd been back then. She may have grown in height as well as certain other areas, but even I couldn't think of her any differently than I did back then, even for her route we played first. But Amanogawa, what was I going to do about her? Like nothing, obviously.
やはりおっぱいか。そうでしょう。あのお嬢様は美人な上に胸もすごいから。
She also has wonderful personality, unlike Amanogawa. Think whatever you like, I've got to go! The bus was just pulling up! I was fed up and didn't have anything else to say, so I headed over to the stop.
空見飽きたのおっぱい魔人
It's the hopes and dreams that fill them! I mean... Feel them? Yes, feel them. As in F-I... L-L. Anyway. Great, now people are staring. The bus left as soon as I boarded, but it appeared that they had heard Miss Pihara as well. That woman. I suppose I was lucky that it was Sunday morning. It meant there weren't very many people. The whispered laughter coming from those who were on the bus was enough to make me want to disappear, however. Did I get a little too carried away? I was so excited about going to the planetarium with Orihime that I may have put too much effort into looking nice. It's not like I thought this was a date. Well, maybe I had, but even so, there was no way that Orihime did. Whatever, it didn't matter, it's fine. Or maybe she did. Yo, Orihime was already waiting for me when I got off the bus. Hi there, sorry for keeping you waiting. And... my eyes moved to the person standing next to her. Hello to you too, Honoka! I should have expected that. Honoka was standing next to Orihime. I suppose she never did say it would be just the two of us, yeah. Anyway, in fact I should have been expecting this from the start. No, nothing. My disappointment must have shown my face. I would just have to try my best to enjoy myself at the planetarium then. Was I supposed to? Both of them appeared to be surprised that I had taken the bus. I would probably have used my bike if I was alone, but that's not the case. I was at least that considerate. Also, I wasn't about to tell them that my biggest reason was not wanting to mess up my hair.
そうですね。会長に二人乗りをさせるわけにもいきませんし。
Eh? Wait.
二人乗り？それってなんだか素敵な響きね。
Be right back. I'll take the bus back and come back here on a bike. Give me a second. It seemed that the word tandem had caught her attention.
ダメですよ会長。二人乗りなんて危ないですから。そうよね。残念だわ。
Did you want to try it?
いけない？
I hadn't really meant it as a serious question, but Orihime seemed somewhat disappointed.
会長、空見くんが困っていますよ。
Not really, no.
そうかしら。ごめんなさい。今のは忘れてちょうだい。
Let's do it! As long as it wasn't on the street and it was somewhere safe, I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem.
なら、うちの家の庭なんて良さそうね。
Eh?
会長。
Come on, Honoka!
ごめんなさい。少々はしゃぎすぎましたわ。
Honoka warned Orihime that she was getting off topic again. These two always seem to balance each other out. After a few minutes, the bus to Harbor Town pulled up and we boarded.
到着までどれくらいかかったかしら。割とすぐですよ。時間はかからなかったはずです。
These two should have been there before, but I still hadn't been to Harbor Town.
近いのなら歩いてもよかったかもしれないわね。
That's what I would do.
いえ、会長。
Maybe.
バスで数分の距離でも歩いたら軽く30分以上はかかります。
That's a short walk.
さすがにそれは厳しそうね。
The small talk continued as the bus made its way down the road. However, I soon realized that I was only listening to the girls while they talked. To them, this must just feel like any other normal day at school. I was starting to feel dispirited when Honoka changed the subject.
それでは会長、私はここで。
Eh? Honoka reached over and pressed the button to request a stop.
空見くんもお先に失礼しますね。
Eh?
会長をよろしくお願いします。
What? Honoka, you can't play with me like that! The bus came to a stop and Honoka stood up to get off. Huh? The situation had changed so fast that my head couldn't keep up.
吉岡は別に用事があるそうですわ。偶然見かけたので途中まで一緒に行動したの。
That meant that the plan had never been for the three of us to go to the planetarium.
空見くんは吉岡がいた方が良かったかしら？
Eh? No, I'd actually prefer to be alone with you. Oh, did I just say that? Oh boy. What I just said might have been taken badly or really well. She seemed surprised by her reaction, seemed so refined. I didn't mean it like that. I tried in case to backtrack, but it was already too late.
期待してくれたのね。光栄だわ。
Oh. Yes. That's what I meant. Orihime gave a slight chuckle. I lost all ability to speak for a moment at her smile. We're here.
着きましたわね。
The bus took another few minutes to get us to the harbor town. In that time we managed to get past more than a few difficult moments.
空見くんはハーバータウン自体も初めてなのよね。
Yes, I've never been here before today. Unless we talk different routes we played. I had a hard time imagining that we were still in Hoshinonaka City. Everything looked so different. Just like the name of the town suggested, it looked like a port. The layout made me think of a town in southern France or Italy. Being Sunday, there was a large number of people about. So many, in fact, that you would think some sort of big event was taking place today.
星の大地からは結構近いと思うのだけれど。
It may be close, but I've never really had a reason to come.
遊びに行ったりしませんの？
Yeah, I didn't have anybody to come with, okay? That was certainly true, but money had always been an issue as well. This kind of shopping district was always expensive. It wasn't exactly the kind of place a student could afford to come. If I had enough free time that I could waste it in a place like this, I always figured working on extra shift at the store would be a better use of it. I understand you.
だとすると、なんだか申し訳ないわね。
Eh? For what?
たまたまとはいえ、空見くんのそういうお相手として、私が割り込んでしまう形になって。
She actually looked quite apologetic as she said this. Her reaction actually started to make me feel a little bad. No! Don't feel bad. You ain't done nothing wrong. Oh boy, I guess she wouldn't. Oh boy, that's a little fair. Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely like not her level of language. Oops, sorry, it just kinda slipped out. Things had gotten a little awkward, and I'd started speaking like I would when I was around Takechi without thinking about it. It would appear that I was even more flustered than I had realized.
別に謝らなくてもいいのに、そのままでも全然、気になりません。すが
Orihime tried to mimic my manner of speaking, but it didn't quite work right. I think I prefer your normal manner of speaking.
あら、そう？意外とありかと思ったのだけれど。
It seemed she'd been eager to give it a try. However, it must have felt a little awkward for her as well because she returned to her normal way of speaking right away.
では、そろそろ参りましょうか。
With that, the conversation changed and we started making our way toward the planetarium. I wonder what the program schedule looks like.
そうね。プログラムの種類はその時々でいくつか用意されているそうよ。
Orihime was looking through the pamphlet she was holding as she answered.
各プログラムの時間はそれぞれ1時間程度。それを営業終了まで繰り返すスタイルね。
Do they close at the same time as the rest of the harbor town?
さすがに違うわよ。ハーバータウンよりは早く閉まるみたい。ほら、こちらにも案内がありますわ。
I totally see everything that's on there. She walked over to a signboard with information about the planetarium. It looked like Orihime had been right.
このような商業施設にあるプラネタリウムは最新の設備だったりすることが多いのだけれど、こちらは館長さんの努力のおかげで星好きにはたまらない作りになっていますの。
Irresistible to people who like stars. How so?
それが何なのかは見てのお楽しみですわ。
My interest was truly piqued as we continued making our way to the planetarium. I definitely didn't have to worry about not being able to find a place. Is that dome the planetarium? There was a large hull sphere sticking out of one of the buildings. It stuck out like a sore thumb among the rest of the harbor town. Outside the entrance, we checked to see which program was playing today.
次のプログラム開始までしばらく時間がありますわね。
The 1 o'clock show had just started. We have an hour, huh? What would we like to do? I'm fine with waiting here, or we could wander around a bit.
じっとしているなんてもったいないですわ。せっかくですからハーバータウンを見て回りましょう。
For being so excited about going to the planetarium a minute ago, Orihime sure switched gears quickly.
見てください。あちらに屋台が出ていますわ。
It was right around lunchtime, and the food stalls were busy serving the hungry crowds. Have you eaten today?
朝食ならしっかりいただきました。
In other words, she hadn't had lunch yet. I haven't eaten lunch yet either. Let's go see what looks good and have a lunch. If she'd suggested a restaurant inside the mall, cost probably would have been an issue. With the food stalls, however, it looked like I would be able to avoid an awkward situation. Very awkward. It looked like things were going in my favor. Hehehehe. That's a churro. It's kind of like a long, thin donut. Orihime's eyes were almost sparkling as she walked over to stand in line. Wait, I mean, you don't have to wait in line. I can get a churro for you. I don't know where she'd gotten the idea, but she seemed to be enjoying herself. And I had no intention of raining on her parade. She looked positively delighted as she walked back holding her churro. There's the shape of the tip on the pastry bag they use when making the dough. Orihime looked excited as she was about to take her first bite. Even her eating habits seemed elegant for, and she only took a nibble of the end. Judging from her expression, she didn't think that was a bad thing. Cinnamon, ugh. I really don't like cinnamon. Hey? She held on of a churro that she'd taken a bite out of. Hey? No, I couldn't. Yeah, you know. Seeing my hesitation, she realized what she'd done. No, it wasn't rude. She broke off the top half of the churro and handed it to me. Hey, of course, that meant was the piece that she'd taken a bite out of. Thank you. Orihime was smiling at me as she held out the churro. I couldn't very well say no now. I just can't say no to her. I accepted it and took a bite. I couldn't help but think about the fact that I was eating from the piece Orihime had taken a bite from. Nice. It's pretty good, you're right. I decided not to say anything more and just enjoy the sugar-coated churro she'd split with me. I didn't want to bring attention to the fact that we'd indirectly kissed. Again, this was like a Japanese thing to think that. Come on. We wandered around the stalls eating for a while longer. Before long, it was getting close to the start of the next show. Orihime had washed her hands and was drying them on the handkerchief as we shifted gears and headed for the main event. We need to head to the planetarium or we'll be late. She was not joking. She was so not joking. She didn't sound like he had been joking. I mean, we could always go at even later show. So this is what the planetarium looks like these days, huh? We did bought our tickets and were standing inside the dome. It was like being in a different world. For the projectors weren't on yet, it was still a world devoid of stars. The stark white screen above us made it look like somebody had taken a cloudy sky and squeezed it down to fit inside the dome. So that is going to turn into the night sky. Thinking that, I was starting to get excited. Just what kind of starry sky would be shown to us?
建物自体はできてまだ1年も経っていませんが。見て、あれがここの心臓。天の星々を映し出す投影機よ。
What does it mean, or was there something weird with that sound now?
建物自体はできてまだ1年も経っていませんが。見て、あれがここの心臓。天の星々を映し出す投影機よ。
Very in the center of the dome sat a plain metal object. It looked dull and out of place when compared to the bright white screen above it. Its rusting shape gave off an old industrial feel.
通常なら新設されるプラネタリウムには最新のデジタル式投影機が設置されるの。でもあれは違う。以前閉館になったプラネタリウムから譲り受けたという数十年前に作られしクラシックな光学式投影機。
I wasn't at all familiar with the equipment that they used at planetariums, so I did feel a strange sense of awe as I studied the projector with its two connected spheres.
どうして球が2つあるか知っているかしら？
I remember hearing once that there was one for the northern hemisphere and one for the southern. The arrangement of the stars was completely different in the two hemispheres. In order to be able to show both, they needed one sphere for each of the hemispheres' star maps.
今ではもうこのような形態の投影機を使っているところはあまり残っていないそうよ。でも昔ながらのこれがいいというファンも多いの。こちらの館長さんもその一人なんです。
I continued listening to Orihime as we made our way to our seats. The chairs were really soft. By putting on a lever and leaning back, they reclined until you were almost lying flat. It offered a comfortable angle to look straight up, perfect for looking at the stars.
どう？ワクワクしてきませんこと？
Yes. The sky I was looking up at was still solid white. But soon it would be filled with stars. My heart was beating like it would on a roller coaster, waiting for it to take that first big plunge. It's the same feeling I get just before looking into a telescope.
私もですわ。
As showtime drew nearer, the empty seats around us started filling up. Before I realized it, the theater was nearly full. There are so many people here. I wonder if all of these people enjoyed stargazing. The Six Stars Club was hurting for members. If the current members could see how many people were here right now, they would likely feel a bit hurt.
星が嫌いな人なんていませんわ。
I guess you were right about that.
誰しも一度くらいは星空を見た記憶を持っているはず。その美しさを覚えてるんです。ここはそんな人たちの記憶を呼び戻すための場所。私はそう考えています。
A place to remind them of that feeling, huh? And is that why they use the old style projector?
さあ、どうでしょう。そこまでは私にもわかりませんわ。
Before long, there was an announcement and the lights slowly began to dim. The sky overhead turned to night. It was so dark inside the dome that the emergency exit lights began to feel too bright.
始まりますわ。
Orihime's voice was just a whisper. Soon we wouldn't be able to talk anymore. I was preparing myself for the show to start when she leaned over one last time.
もう一つサプライズがありますの。楽しみにしていてくださいね。
Huh? That was the last thing she said before the show started.
ただいまより
What is she talking about?
それぞれの星座をお送りします。
The voice that we heard now was different than the one from a moment ago. I realized that even the emergency exit lights that had felt so bright were gone too.
本日は 1月12日、日曜日。等間のある星の中市の空は抜けるような青空。冬晴れとなっております。
12th. Am I incorrect in remembering that on the calendar it was 14th? Anyway, the announcement felt like the beginning of a concert. Was this actually live commentary? I glanced over at Orihime, who just gave me a delighted looking nod.
冬の空はとても澄んでいて、星を見るには絶好の季節です。ご来場の皆さんもぜひ夜空を見上げてみてください。ですが、恋人とのデートや家族団らんで星を見る時間は取れない。そんな方もいらっしゃると思います。そういった皆さんのために特別にちょっとだけ前倒しで今日の星の中市の星空をご覧に入れたいと思います。1月12日午後8時ちょうどの星の中市です。
The old projector suddenly burst to life. It shot out tiny points of light that filled the dark night sky with stars beyond count. Small gasps could be heard from all around the room. This was tonight's sky.
このように、プラネタリウムはさまざまな季節や時間の空を見ることができます。それは時間に限った話ではありません。場所すらも自由に飛んでいくことが可能なんです。ご覧ください。南半球の星空を。本日1月12日の夜、ニュージーランド付近の夜空です。
I could hear a whirring sound as the projector began to move. The stars overhead changed from those in the northern hemisphere to those in the southern. I was now looking up at the stars over New Zealand, a night sky that I had never seen before.
南半球と北半球では見える星も大きく異なります。皆さんご存知の星座もまた違っているのです。
The most prominent constellation in winter was Orion, but I couldn't even find that.
皆さんもご存知かと思います。そう、こちらが南十字星。サザンクロスとも呼ばれる南十字座です。
They do it again! It's been a moment. A light that looked somewhat like a laser pointer shot out of the projector and pointed out the Southern Cross. Most people had probably at least heard the name of the Southern Cross, but it was only visible in the Southern Hemisphere. There probably weren't many people here who had actually seen it before.
南半球には我々の知らない珍しい星座がたくさんあります。これからそのいくつかをご紹介していきましょう。
That's cool. After the Southern Cross, they proceeded to show us constellations with strange names like Circinus, Norma, and Telescopium. Not far from the Southern Cross was a star named Canopus, also called Alpha Carine. It was the second brightest star in the sky after Sirius. From the northern hemisphere, Canopus was just barely visible on the southern horizon. To think it was this high in the sky in the southern hemisphere. It really showed how different the sky was to people on the other side of the world.
真夏のニュージーランドから再び星の中市に戻ってきましょう。改めてご覧ください。我々もよく知っている冬の星座たちです。
The projector moved us back to the northern hemisphere. This sky felt like an old friend to me. They moved from Betelgeuse in Orion to Sirius in Canis Major to Procyon in Canis Minor. Winter Triangle. It was the Winter Triangle. And then the diamond. After that they connected a few more stars to show the 6-pointed winter diamond.
冬のダイヤモンドの一角、お牛座のアルデバランから伸びた先にあるのがプレアデス星団です。こちらはスバルとも呼ばれ、日本でもよく知られています。
After exploring a lot of the constellations in both hemispheres, they then began changing the season. Being able to show the stars this way was definitely a special feature of planetariums. As the stars on the screen overhead continued to change, I tried to keep up while comparing what I already knew with the narrations. I was so immersed in the experience that the hour-long show was over before I knew it. The lights came on, turning the black dome overhead back to white. Our journey to the stars was over and I had to switch back to reality. Yes, I did. If I had known it was that good, I would have come much sooner. I had enjoyed it even more than I thought I would. Before the show had started, I'd been more concerned with the girl sitting next to me, but I'd completely lost myself in the stars. The other members of the audience began to file out of the theater. Shall we get going? It had been a great experience, but now it was over. I felt the road clowns to go as we stood up and left. What should we do now? Now that we'd done what we'd come here to do, it was probably time to go home. Even though I knew that, I still didn't feel completely satisfied. Yeah? As long as I'm back before tonight, I'll be fine.
なら問題ないわね。プログラムは1種類だけではありませんわ。もう一つも見てみましょう。
Orihime turned around to face the door we had just come out of. Was she planning on going to the planetarium twice in a row?
先ほどの生解説も素晴らしいものでしたが、あらかじめ収録されたプログラムもまた別の良さがあると思うんです。
I wonder how many times she was there on her own for.
ということで、どうかしら?
Sure. I did still feel like I wanted to see more. If she wanted to watch another show, I wasn't going to say no. There. We purchased another pair of tickets and went back inside. That guy at the window sure gave us a funny look.
連続で見る人などあまりいないでしょうし。
We found our seats again and sat down. They weren't the same ones as before, but of course I was still sitting next to Orihime. So, this next show isn't going to have live commentary like the last one.
需要に合わせて供給にも幅を持たせているようね。生解説は小さい子供や天文好き向けでしょう。でもここはハーバータウンだから。
I feel like I would like a live commentary more.
デート中のカップルのためのプログラムもそれ以上に求められているというわけです。
Funny that you mention it. Something for couples on a date.
正直どんな内容なのか全く想像もつきませんわよね。
Again, funny that you mentioned that. Orihime chuckled at this. Her behavior made me think that she already knew. She knew. I hope she wasn't with someone else. Unless, I mean, if it was Honoka, then okay. Have you already seen it?
ええ、拝見しましたわ。なかなか興味深い内容でした。
Tell me the truth, you've seen everything in this planetarium, right? I bet she did.
今回のは私が以前見たのとはまた別のプログラムですけど、きっと気に入っていただけると思いますわ。
She was piquing my curiosity the same way she'd done before the first show. I was getting excited again as I reclined my seat before long the show began.
始まりますわよ。
I know. I'm totally putting on a bracelet right now, sorry. The lights in the theater began to dim once more. I could make out the silhouette of the projector in the center of the room, but even that was soon swallowed in darkness.
ただいまより、冬季特別プログラム、恋の神話のシンフォニーをお送りします。
The title of this program was certainly an interesting one. It was probably going to be about all the other stories and legends relating to the stars.
皆さんこんにちは。月浦美琴です。今日は素敵な神話の世界へご案内したいと思います。
Please do. It looked like the narration for this show was all done by a woman named Mikoto Tsukura. She was probably a professional narrator. Her voice was much clearer than the live commentary we'd heard in the previous show.
では早速、星の世界に旅立ちましょう。ミュージック、スタート。
ミュージック、スタート。Even the feeling of excitement in this voice was different than the one we'd heard earlier. The projector threw the stars across the ceiling as light music began to play.
ちょうど季節は冬。星たちもより一層輝きを増していきます。澄んだ空気に天高く立ち上っていく白い息。その先には瞬く星たちが夜空を彩っています。
You know what would be so cool? If what she described, they would be able to also create in this planetarium, right? That suddenly you're you know, it's actually becoming a bit colder, and then you can see your breath and so on.
そんな時、あなたの隣には誰がいますか？家族かな？それとも兄弟？もしかすると恋人だったりして。今、星を見上げながらその人と手をつないでみてください。
Huh? I wasn't expecting a request of this magnitude to suddenly be dropped on me. Orihime wasn't any of those things for... I think, maybe? For what she was?
空見くん、失礼しますね。
Hey? Orihime reached her hand over to mine. It was dark and it took her a second to find it, but she wrapped her head around mine. Hey! Are you sure about this?
そういう指示ですのよ。問題ありませんわ。
She didn't seem to find it very difficult to reach over and hold my hand. I should be happy that we're holding hands, but I actually felt a bit let down at how easy it seemed for her.
皆さん、手はつなぎましたか？つなぐ相手のいない方は、そうですね。私と手をつなぎましょう。
Okay, a little bit spoiler here, if you haven't seen the previous route. This is the same show that we've gone to with Corona. Previously, when we were with Corona, this was not recorded. This was a live thing, I remember that. I think I remember correctly. Anyway.
はい、どうぞ。なかなか大人気ですね。私も。まだまだ捨てたもんじゃないみたいです。
That drew some laughter from the audience. Mikoto Tsukura sure sounded cute, that was for sure.
では、全員つないだところで、神話の旅に、レッツゴー！
Let's go! The projector whirred to life, and the stars began to move as if being fast-forwarded.
まず、最初の旅はここ。皆さん、すべての星の中で、一番明るく光っている星を探してください。では、 せーので指さしましょう。あ、でも手をつないでるのとは逆の手ですよ。もし両手に花な人はここでどっちの子にするか選んじゃいましょう。二股は絶対ダメです。よくないですよ。
The audience laughed again. I was sure glad Onoka hadn't joined us. I definitely wouldn't have been able to laugh then.
では行きますよ。せーの。
The brightest point in the winter sky was a bluish-white first magnitude star. Everyone in the theater pointed toward the same bright spot.
そう、それがシリウスです。大犬座の一等星ですが、難しい話は私にもわかりません。一番大きくて一番明るい星、それがシリウスなんです。シリウスを見つけられたら、その先にある赤い星も見つけられるはずです。それがベテルギウス。ここで皆さん何かに気づきませんか？そう、周りの星が砂時計みたいな形になっていますよね。そのくびれた部分に星が3つ並んでいます。皆さんご存知、オリオン座です。これでようやく本題に入れます。お待たせしました。恋の神話のシンフォニー。まずはオリオンと月と狩りの女神アルテミスの恋の物語をお届けしましょう。
The light-hearted narration style switched as the legend began. Even the background music changed to a more solemn, gentle tune. It wasn't just a synopsis though. Along with Orion and Artemis, other characters like Apollo make appearances, with Mikoto Tsukura even doing voices.
アポロンは妹のアルテミスを呼ぶと言いました。妹よ、あの小さな光を射抜くことができたら、オリオンとの恋を認めてやろう。
That was just slightly louder.
アポロンはシスコンだったらしく、妹がオリオンに恋しているのが許せなかったみたいです。そう、これはアポロンの仕掛けた周到な罠。何にも知らないアルテミスはまんまと罠にかかります。そんなの簡単ですわ、お兄様。アルテミスは弓を引き、遥か彼方の光に矢を飛ばしました。アルテミスが射抜いた光は、なんと恋人であるオリオンの心臓だったのです。簡単に人を信じちゃダメという教訓ですね。
Wow.
もちろんお話はそこで終わりません。嘆き悲しんだアルテミスはゼウスに頼んでオリオンを夜空に掲げてもらいます。こうしてアルテミスは月に一度だけ月の馬車に乗りオリオンに会いに行けるようになりました。これがオリオンとアルテミスの美しくも悲しい恋の物語です。
The stories continued, with Mikoto providing comedic comments between. They never discussed any astronomy in depth, but the clever storytelling and music was quite enjoyable. Holding hands with Orihime, I could sense her laughter, surprise, and other emotions. I didn't realize you could tell so much about another person without being able to see their face. That was the most profound thing I learned at the planetarium. That was great. The lights came back on, bringing my senses back to reality. All of the legends that had been told were famous, so I had heard them all before. And yet I had been completely engrossed by them.
カップル向けのプログラムもなかなか捨てたものではないようね。
The real question is, are they still holding hands? I feel like I just watched a movie. I felt very different than I had after watching the first show we'd seen. This one had severely limited the educational factor and had stressed the fun aspect. This show had also just been under an hour long, a good length for two people on a date, I suppose. The feeling of getting sucked into the stories followed me out of the theater. I felt like my eyes had just been opened to a new and wonderful experience.
どちらのプログラムも大変よくできていたと思います。
Having a dedicated staff member give live commentary certainly had its benefits. The show could be slightly different every time. On the other hand, the program aimed at couples may seem superficial, but it was certainly more entertaining than the first.
ただ、どちらがより一般受けするかといえば。
I'm sure the planetarium being located here in the harbor town has an effect on that.
適材適所という言葉もあるでしょ。地域の科学館の演目なら間違いなく生解説に軍配が上がりますわ。ですが、星に興味を持たない人への訴求力となると。
It's clear that the latter would have the advantage. The narrator was certainly good for, wasn't she? Her performance was on par with a professional actress, and her voice. The content of the first show had been better, but when it came to the performance, it didn't come close to the pre-recorded show. And Mikoto Tsukura's voice. Just Tsuku's voice had been so pleasant.
そんなにいい声でしたか?
I think so. She must be some kind of voice actress or something. I didn't know anything about the voice acting world, but I was sure a quick research would tell me who she was.
もしかして月浦美琴をご存知ありませんの?
Is she a famous voice actress or something?
いえ、声優ではなく女優ですわ。元がつきますけれど。
I see. Well, that would explain why she's so good then.
空見くんはあまり芸能人には詳しくないようね。
I don't really watch a lot of TV. It wasn't always that way, but after my parents were in the accident and I had moved in with my relatives, I didn't have a lot of time to watch TV. I was never able to join in with my friends when they talked about it either. I just kept getting more and more disconnected from that sort of thing.
そう。
Was she really famous?
昔の話ですわ。女優を辞めてからもう随分経ちますもの。私たちの親世代にはそれなりに有名な人だと思います。
Touchy subject. I see. I decided to look her up when I got home.
今回のプログラムも20年ほど前に作られたものだそうです。
は
あ？ですから、その元女優の方もいい年ですわ。今ではただの可愛いおばさまです。
That shattered my hopes and dreams. I guess there wasn't much point in looking her up online now. I learned a lot today. I never thought of using an approach like that when it came to the stars, yeah.
むつら星の会にとってもいい参考になると思いますわ。
Oh my god. In before she wants to open her own planetarium. In order to tackle the issue of the lack of members, it may be best to adopt this technique. What does the rest of the program schedule look like here? I grabbed one of the program pamphlets that was sitting next to the entrance. It looks like there are only 2 shows playing this month. From the looks of it, the program changed every month. What is a special open house day? The planetarium was closed once a week, but one of those days had a special mark on it.
こちらの張り紙にも書いてあるみたい。
Hoshinaka City Gathering.
地域のイベントですわね。プラネタリウムを借りて何かするようです。
Eh? You can reserve the whole planetarium?
そのようです。私も初耳でしたわ。
It looked like you could only do it on a day the planetarium was normally closed, but even that was big news.
こちらの掲示も手作りで温かみがあっていいですわね。
The schedule shows a bunch of other events as well. There's even some kind of speed dating event? Maybe I should tell Miss Miharu about it. Or maybe the devs should give us her route. A dating event at the planetarium seemed kind of romantic.
でも中が暗くてはお相手の顔も見えないのでは?
That might be the point. I'm sure they thought of that. Maybe they do something like we did back there to make them hold hands. Ah, got you to blush. The reminder made Orihime blush. Why would it? Not at all! Your hand was very soft. We held hands from right at the beginning all the way through to the end. I realized that it was all part of the show, but it was a little embarrassing when you actually thought about it. Yeah. Things felt a little awkward as we headed for the bus stop. We got on the bus bound for Meiko Academy. It would stop at Hoshino Station along the way. That's alright, I'll just transfer to Hoshino Station. It was only a few minutes away. It was much, but it meant I could stay with Orihime a bit longer. A little, I guess. That was true. The biggest part was being able to watch 2 different shows. Yeah, I have to work tonight. I suppose I could always go for a bit after my shift ends. Maybe I would hop on my bike after the shop closed to go watch the stars for a while. In that case, I'll bring the stars to you. Huh? Just wait. Whoa. Whoa. That was smooth. That was very smooth, man. Let's go, Kotaro. After my shift ended, I grabbed Kotaro and we headed to the special spot. Dun, 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 dun. My breath was sending up little white clouds that climbed high into the cold air. I could see Kotaro's breath as well. I was in a hurry and was making him run a bit faster than normal. Kotaro, you wait here for a bit. I tied off his leash and climbed up onto the roof of the old train car. Great. The moon was lighting up the whole sky. The moon is pretty big tonight. This isn't going to work. I pulled out my phone to check the face of the moon. Last night had been full. This spot may be darker because of the hills, but that just made them look all the brighter. I guess the moon wouldn't be terrible. I decided to forgo looking at the stars and focused my attention on the moon instead. I wish I had a telescope with me, or at least a pair of binoculars. I had an 88 centimeters refracting telescope in my room, but I hadn't thought to bring it all the way out here. I guess I do have one, but... There was the Pleiades Ichigo that was being stored inside the old train car. But I didn't have any intention of messing with it. I wonder if my phone can get a decent picture. I pointed my phone up toward the moon. This isn't going to work, it won't focus. The autofocus just couldn't handle focusing on the moon. With a regular camera, you could turn off autofocus when you were taking pictures of the night sky and do it manually. Can't you? Wait, what? Dude, now you got me thinking if I can turn off autofocus in my phone. What the hell? Maybe... Yes, you can. Anyway. I didn't know how to do that with a smartphone though. I bet Narue would know how to take pictures in these conditions. I can't ask her right now for... I wanted this to be something just between me and Orihime. That's why I couldn't ask for help from anybody. Sorry, Kotaro, just a bit longer. Kotaro was getting impatient. I guess I would just have to make it do with what I was capable of right now. I pointed my camera at the moon again. It was so bright that you almost couldn't look at it. I pressed the shutter button and snapped a photo. After opening my messaging app, I sent Orihime the picture I'd just taken. The moon looks absolutely amazing tonight. I couldn't really get a good shot for... I told her I would bring her the stars, but all I could send was a blurry picture of the moon. Ugh. You could even see the craters. It just looked like a big glowing circle. It looks much better in person. I hate that I couldn't show her just how good it looked. Not long, I received the reply.
残念でしたわね。でも、ありがとう。私も今、あなたと同じ月を見ていますわ。
Her reply made my heart start beating faster.
月写真now.
Orihime sent me a picture of the moon, probably from her bedroom window. It looked just as bad as the picture I'd taken. It does look the same.
西高の方に聞いたら上手な撮り方教えてくれるかしら。
I'm sure Naura would if you asked. I really didn't want to include anybody else in our conversation right now. I didn't say that to Orihime. Instead, I just waited for a response.
後日にしましょう。夜も遅いですから。
I was relieved at her decision.
スラミくん、ちょっといいかしら。
Do I mind? Did I mind about what? Before I had a chance to ask, however, Orihime answered my question. My phone's display suddenly glowed brightly with a notification for an incoming call.
こんばんは、スラミくん。
Konbawa, Orihime. What's wrong?
大事なことはきちんと声で伝えたかったの。
今
日はありがとう。プラネタリウムとても楽しかったわ。
Yes. I should be the one thanking you. You're the one who showed me around.
案内してあげますなんて言いはしたけれど、本当は迷惑じゃなかったかしら。吉岡からもよく言われているのよ。会長は強引すぎますって。
I don't mind at all. I smiled at but didn't actually voice my laughter. Onaka certainly wasn't wrong.
あなたにはぜひあのプラネタリウムを経験してもらいたかったの。あのプレアデス1号のような何かをもう一度。私が卒業してしまうまでもう2ヶ月しか残っていないから。
Orihime's voice was coming out of the phone, but it seemed to only last a moment before it disappeared like my breath into the cold winter air. Her words were not lost for. Her feelings were reaching me just fine. 2 months is plenty of time. If you didn't think I'd be here... I didn't have the slightest idea what I should do, or even if there was anything that I could do at that point in time. And yet I had the strong urge to do whatever I could to help.
空見くん、ありがとう。嬉しかったわ。写真は残念だったけど、でもあなたの星はちゃんと届きましたわ。
My heart! It's melting! That was a good episode. Alright, let's end this right here, right now. Should we count this as a date with Orihime? Probably not. However, we are getting there. We are getting there. To be quiet, freaking frankful. This was the, I would say, route that initially I was looking the most forward to. Once we got, introduced to all of the characters, to be fair. We will see if I will enjoy it more than any of the previous 2 routes. We will see. Anywho, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, the usual, consider liking the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Subscribe to see the entire Orihime route. And you know, to see the video tomorrow, the next one that will be released. Hope you all have a wonderful day as well. Bye bye!